play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bomb stats, Dingo gonna find Rainer.
Welcome back, everybody. It feels like it's been so long since we've seen each other, but tonight it's going to be Division B West. We made it just in time. The teams are kind of hanging out for us, and so I just want to shout out sOaK Every Lane, Deviled Keggs. Appreciate you guys having a little bit of patience so that we could get that last matchup taken care of here, but so that we could be here for you. So where are we? What are we doing? Let's take a look at our standings to get started here. The bracket to begin with here. We've got You Are Not Alone versus Spooky Ghost there up in the top. Right below them, sOaK Every Lane and Deviled Keggs. That's where we're at right now. Earlier in the week, I think it was yesterday, we saw Phoenix Rising Onyx taking the 2-1 victory over Roll One Esports. If you didn't watch that game, that was absolutely bonkers. Go back, check out that replay. And then you've got Lurk Patrol and Who Knows Gaming. So this is going to be an absolutely stellar match. The number 4, number 5 seed. You love to see it. And what do we got here for the standings? I said I was going to show those. So we see here, again, the number 4 and number 5 teams, right? These teams are very close in the standings overall. Technically, Deviled Keggs and Who Knows Gaming were tied. But Deviled Keggs has the tiebreaker. So there you go. So let's fix that. Fix those standings. Boom. There you go. But let's take a look. Map bans. Where are we going? What do we do? sOaK Every Lane, banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Infernal Shrines. You love to see it. Get rid of those Season 7 maps. Deviled Keggs banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Alterac Pass. And our game number 1 is going to be right here on Dragonshire. So they've already started a little bit ahead of us here, which is fine. I mean, expected. I told them we were ready. There we go. Replay on Nexus commentaries. Thank you, Majesty. Good call out. Make sure you guys follow Majesty's channel there, Nexus, twitch.tv/Nexus commentaries. We're going to see the Lunara and Deathwing bans here from sOaK Every Lane. We're going to see the ETC and Malthael bans from Deviled Keggs. And how does that even happen? How does Oriel make it through bans and then make it to the second team? Right, Kime? Kime's over here confused as I am. I get it. We're gonna see a Mal'Ganis and Stukov, and you know what? That's a scary combo. Oh, by the way, there was a Johanna picked up with that Oriel. I don't know if you guys saw that, but she was there. A couple of really strong heroes. Really, so far, some very strong drafts from both sides. And man, I gotta say, I'm kind of torn because you got Rexar, who's so strong on this map, picked up, but then you've got Oriel. So one is going to be, you know, better for the team fighting. One is going to be better for helping with the objectives. I don't know which team I like more so far. Like I lean towards sOaK every lane, but then I'm like, but Oriole just kind of makes it all screwy. So we shall see. Also depends on what they pair with it. So Leoric, Vala gonna have a very strong front line there with the Leoric and Johanna, two heroes that can become entirely unstoppable to protect that Oriole Vala. You know how to beat Oriole? Get AoE stun silences that can be repeated when... Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? That's another option right there, the Junkrat. So I was thinking about that with something else. So that is interesting. You got somebody resurrecting, that's fine. Suddenly a concussion mine. I didn't realize Vicalin was on this team. When did that take place? Okay. PMN 13, Junkrat. Alright, making sure nobody switched their heroes or their team here. Make sure that's alright. Phil K, Tornado, Strogs, yep. Next, BZ. Django Vala? Yeah. Alright, we're good. We're good. Zeratul gonna be the last pick, as I mentioned. Coming from Vicalin. All right, vote is up in chat. Who do you think's gonna win game number 1? Is it going to be sOaK every lane with the Rexar holding onto that point against the Leoric, or is it gonna be the Oriole Vala Zeratul combo? What do you think? Vote right there, right up there, right up there. Hit the drop down, select the team you think's gonna win, or the one you want to win. Give them your energy, and select the vote button. All right, let's introduce our teams. On the left, we've got sOaK every lane. Philip K going to be playing the Mal'Ganis, DMN 13 on the Junkrat. We got Strogs on the Stukov, Doubles playing the Orphea, and Tornado on Rexar. Over here to the right for Deviled Keggs, we've got VZ playing Oriole, Django on the Vala, Vicalin on Zeratul, Ravenex playing the Johanna, and Leoric going to be played by Sir Watson II. All right, Shenanigans says forcing Rexar to take the vision at level 1. Well, not today, at least. Not today. Taking a look at some of these other talents, looks like we do have that Swift Sweep. Mal'Ganis trying to go in, find somebody with those stuns, but the only one he was really able to hit would have been Johanna. Zeratul holding in the mid here, waiting for this rotation, is going to find the Rexar. Rexar saying, maybe not. Not today, Satan. Nice charge over the Zeratul to make sure that Rexar is able to make it through here. But we've got... Sorry, I thought my dog was about to fall. We've got 2-1 here. Quarter level of an advantage so far for our blue team sOaK every lane. Hey, B-Train, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Deviled Keggs getting the votes, 3-2. And the siege camp is going to get picked up here by sOaK every lane first. And this is a different game than we just watched. Some different heroes for sure, but so far at least, the fight's very even, as you'd expect from a 4-5. Philip K gonna get that sleep, looking for the Vala, is able to get it with the Orphea. First blood going over to sOaK every lane. And blue side is gonna pick up the channel, at least, has the capability. Junkrat's gonna knock the Johanna out. I don't think there's really anything Junkrat can do to get this, but just simply, but if the rotation of Mal'Ganis comes up, if he can get the sleep, that'll potentially be enough. Maybe not. But Ravenex is in danger, doesn't have the Iron Skin there, so that should be enough. Oh, the hungering arrow just not quite close enough to get there. Misha lasting for 3 hours, it seems like, on that point, making sure that sOaK every lane is able to pick up the Dragon Knight. I do not have frame stuttering. Well, Zeratul getting the kill onto the Mal'Ganis, coming in behind there. And punting out the Johanna. Surprised not to see the Iron Skin, but, you know, it happens. And the Dragon Knight gonna get some damage onto the wall here, getting both of the towers down, about 90% of their health, but not quite able to get the structures down. So there's still a little bit of XP in these towers available. Quick shout out to DJ Cold Cuts and Critilia for the follows. Glad that you could stop by. Hope you enjoy the cast. Zeratul versus Stukov in the mid lane. Zeratul getting all that sOaK. We see the danger pings calling out where Zeratul... I'm assuming that's the danger for Zeratul. I can't imagine that Deviled Keggs is concerned about the danger delta there. It looks like Deviled Keggs gonna make their way into the bottom bruiser camp here. They were patient, waited until they had an idea of where the rest of the team was. Zeratul able to sOaK this bottom lane. Yeah, the 2-minute Dragon Knight just removes the objective, right? It makes it so that you don't have to worry about it. You can just play more of a macro style on the map. Put these away. Bruiser Camp, gonna get about a third of that one tower, so not super valuable, but it did give a little bit of an XP boost there to Deviled Keggs, who are currently about a quarter level behind so far. But you know what they say about a 2-minute Dragon Knight. Why not have another Dragon Knight 2 minutes later? And that's going to begin here soon. Control points available. And at least for now, XP is pretty even, with sOaK every lane just slightly ahead. Top looks like it's going to be balanced out between Rexxar and Leoric once again here, although Zeratul is doing a good job of helping to zone them out. But sOaK every lane here is going to get the bottom control point. We did see there the Dirty Trickster too. That really is a dirty talent, especially into like Johanna, who condemns, pulls you in close, and then has to deal with a suicide vest going off. Michaelin coming in, gets put to sleep here as Mal'Ganis getting 3 of the heroes put to sleep in the bottom lane here. Once again, Misha versus Leoric. And at least, as long as they're on the point, this favors Rexxar, right? I mean, he's able to clear the lane, gather that XP. Both teams do have level 10s now. And it looks like sOaK every lane with those level 10s is going to make their way onto the bottom fort. They do have Deviled Keggs coming in behind. Johanna's here, but the rest of the team taking the safe route. Rexxar using his boars there to keep the Zeratul away. Taking a little bit of damage there, but... And now we're going to see Zeratul once again coming down, gathering that sOaK in the mid lane. As the Siege Giants are going to get picked up here by Deviled Keggs. With a rotation in through the middle here, looking for maybe onto the Zeratul, but instead they're coming in to invade the Siege Camp. A little bit too late, as the sleep gets interrupted by a Rain of Vengeance here. This the Flailing Swipe as well from Stukov, and the Riptire going ripperoni, as Weenus says. Not enough time for that Riptire to get value. And here comes the sleep. Gets the Vala. But that's it. What do we have at level 7 here? Alright, so he's doing additional percent damage. Also getting additional damage out of his W. Zeratul throwing that singularity spike out there under the minion, was able to cleave in onto the Junkrat, but not a lot of damage. Misha versus Leoric once again in the top lane, although now it's looking like Rexxar versus Leoric, and Zeratul's coming in. Misses the singularity spike, but it may not matter. Leoric gets that entomb here. Zeratul coming around behind to get the auto attacks onto Rexxar through the wall, and that is a huge kill for them, as they should be able to rotate down, especially as low as Philip K is. Strogs so far forward. The crushing jaws coming out, gonna get the deletion onto Vala. She's coming back in a few seconds, but she doesn't have a lot of health here. There's the concussion mine, and she's gonna get booped out. Doesn't have but half of her health there, but it's gonna be Ariel falling, sOaK as well going down here, and Riptire looking for the Zeratul. Probably has a blink still. Either didn't have it or didn't feel that he needed it. And we're back to more exciting times in the top lane between Rexxar and Leoric. I feel like I need a theme music up here. I'm not sure what it would be though. But nice sleep onto the Zeratul. However, the Junkrat's the one that gets just taken out here. Mal'Ganis is fairly low, is going to get Detainment Strike into the wall. The concussion, I'm sorry, the Carrion Swarm going to get interrupted there. That's going to take out Mal'Ganis. So moving in is Raven X, going to get the stun onto Orphea thanks to Oriel there. But Misha's back on the point. Zul rules: win 2v1, lose 3v4. It happens, you know. I mean, it's the life of a HOTS player. Vala is ready. They've got Zeratul on the point. Junkrat can stall this out, but Oriel could potentially block it. She doesn't though. And the grenade from Junkrat just a little bit too late. So the Dragon Knight is going to go over to Deviled Keggs. Moving into the sOaK, soaking every lane. Is sOaK every lane. Deviled Keggs gonna make their way down here. We got Zeratul. Now Zeratul, I think he was going for something there, but he couldn't quite get it. Orphe's gonna get punted away, and you know, you can't put the Dragon Knight to sleep, but it does give Mal'Ganis a little bit of movement speed. Zeratul coming in from behind here. Possibly looking for somebody to overextend, but right now, I mean, your healer's pretty far back. It's just Zeratul. Your big, you know, damage potential is in the Dragon Knight. VZ blocks need buffs. There you go. You heard it here first, folks. So I think right now, like, I've seen Michaelin play Zeratul. I don't feel like Michaelin's playing Zeratul to his normal capacity. So hopefully we will see that, you know, step up a notch, shake off those early game playoff jitters, if you will. Not that Michaelin hasn't been in this position before, but it's game one. And what's this one here? Ah, yes, the slow out of his Night Rush here. Big root out of sOaK here. The crushing jaws onto Leoric. He's going to walk back onto the point, but so's Mal'Ganis. The Riptire coming out. Mal'Ganis getting silenced? Question mark? Do they have a silence? I don't know. It looked like he was silenced, but he wasn't able to cast Carrion Swarm. I don't see any silences, though. So must have been something else. There's the silence onto Johanna and Vala here. And now Michaelin getting in onto the sOaK, just having a field day, almost getting him there. Oh, he did get him, actually. Johanna got him. So there we go. It's like Michaelin was listening. He was like, hey, you know what? I'll show you. show you what I can do. And he did, and they got the sOaK. Even tower diving a little bit. Odd not to see SP at 4 for Spike. Zera, Cleave Dot can be huge late game for fight, so. Oh, I gotta turn that off. Alright, so the bottom bruiser camp picked up. That's gonna give some pressure in the bot lane where the fort is already down. Gonna also have some catapults in there occasionally. They don't get this yet, right? Maybe they do. I don't know. What are you doing, Tornado? Oh, there you go. Getting that swoop. Misha's back, so is going to be able to help to stall out the point. The bruiser camp is being picked up over here to the right by Vala, and I think Oriole was over there. So right now, Rexar heading up to try to see if he couldn't gather it, but ultimately recognizing that the team needs his help, comes back in. Crushing Jaws goes out. The flailing swipe, a little bit of counter synergy there, knocked somebody out of that crushing swipe. I think they would have actually, or crushing Jaws would have died, but the Leoric and Tomb coming in. Mal'Ganis and Rexar falling in that. Doubles, however, is very low on the Orphea. Mal'Ganis trying to find a target. Riptire as well, just kind of looking around. So at least for right now, no target, no kills, several ultimates used. Might of the Nerazim is still available, as is Carrion Swarm. Resurrect is still up. So there you go. Okay, going in. This is, again, this is an uneven fight. There's the Carrion Swarm. This time did not get interrupted. Movement doesn't interrupt Carrion Swarm, but I think that was Oriole looking for a detainment strike against that wall. Vala, however, gonna get the second Dragon Knight of the game as Orphea getting the kill onto Leoric. And you know what? Leoric just sacrificing himself so that the team could get that. Blessed Shield going out. Probably, once again, a little bit of miscommunication there. I think they could have gotten the sOaK. They're not done up here in top here. Zeratul getting the Rexar. I should have been paying attention. Michaelin's like, hey, buddy, you said I'm not doing them up to my normal standards, so he starts picking them off, and I'm not even watching. Dragon Knight has no support here, and it's taken double shots. It's taken towers shots from both towers. So just taking the free damage. 45 seconds left on the Dragon Knight, so there's plenty of time for this wave to be cleared up. Bring them up with you. These tires are going on some journeys. Yep. All right. The Leoric's hanging out in the top. They've got level 20s, though. Like, Deviled Keggs has level 20, and they don't... I feel like Leoric should be here with them. But they're going to get most of that wall. One tower. Still remaining about 25% health or so. The rotation looking for the Leoric. Now, they know he's coming because of the Zul'jin, or I'm sorry, because of the Zeratul, rather. Leoric going to get that Entomb, and sOaK's just toast because of it. Wraithwalk coming out is going to keep Leoric just fine. So great positioning by Zeratul there to kind of zone out for the Leoric, giving him plenty of vision as the two heroes were coming up. I think it was Rexar and sOaK. (20-0) with rewind against two squishy backline. Indeed. No light speed. Nope. Going into the Shield of Hope. What is the name of this upgrade, by the way? Twilight Falls. Sure, why not? We got the Farlight Quiver for Vala, rather. She's got that extra range now. Buried alive here for the Leoric, as you expect. And indestructible for the Johanna. Level 20s now picked up for sOaK every lane. The upgraded Carrion Swarm is going to give him that sleep. Buried alive, just missing there. Oh, they're pinging. They are BMing their own player, saying, "Ah, good job, Leoric." Is this Overflowing Chaos? Eldritch Conduit. Is this Overflowing Chaos? There's an Overflowing Chaos, I think, somewhere in there, but whatever. It's going to be the upgraded Flailing Swipe here, Controlled Chaos, so one attack instead of all three together here. Carrion Swarm, I think, was tried again and got interrupted. You know, yeah, Carrion Swarm. Doesn't matter if you get interrupted, like... It's very difficult to play Mal'Ganis if you're just getting interrupted out of your Carrion Swarms and your Night Rushes. We got the upgrade here, Kill Command, so getting that root as well as the damage. And then the Cannonball from Junkrat, getting that additional radius for his grenades and auto attacks. Ping Carlos more, please. Rip. Bottom keep is falling here, and there is a Dragon Knight coming up. Misha on that top point. The question is, do they keep going? 20 seconds left. It looks like the answer is no. Although Vala's kind of hanging around there. Did get a bit of damage onto the well. No globals, so neither team can really get to the points quickly. But Zeratul is heading up. Now, there's a full squad coming, so he's likely able to just walk out. That said, not if he's going to get rooted in silence there. Coming in, looking for the Rexar. Misha's going to get the charge. They don't quite get him there. 40 health remaining. Buried Alive coming in onto 2. And here comes the Crushing Jaw. Stukov gonna fall. Riptire landing this time. Carrion Swarm going out, and they're all about to fall asleep in just a moment. There they go. We see the bats. 3 of them falling asleep. Looking for the Zeratul. Can't quite get it. Orphea, however, going down in that. So far, a 2-for-0 trade. Make it a 3-for-0 trade as Zeratul getting that kill. Rexar gonna be the next to fall. Junkrat on the run. Zeratul doesn't know, but doesn't care. Gonna pick up this Dragon Knight and make their way toward the core.
Blue team's core is under attack.
And they already have a couple of catapults and a couple of siege giants doing some damage here. That concussion mine does help a lot, but I don't know that there's a lot that Junkrat's gonna be able to do about this one. 20-minute Dragon Might almost. A full team up. And it's just Junkrat. This is going to be game number 1 going over the Deviled Keggs. That was an exciting game. It looked early on like sOaK every lane was going to have that. They had a lot of value. I don't think they got a single Dragon Knight though, actually. Did they? Did they get the first one? They did get the first one. But it was 2 minutes into the game. The Dragon Knight does, you know, less auto attack damage than Abathur. And, you know, Deviled Keggs had a little bit of a later game comp. And they made it work. So there you go. Get a point over for the DKs. Report Michael in for not feeding. Yeah, 0 deaths, the only one on the team. Only one in the game. Alrighty, so 1-0 in favor of Deviled Keggs. The number 5 team versus the number 4 team, sOaK every lane. Not a lot of points separating these teams in the standings. They were 21 and 18, so that's literally 1 match. If there happened to be a forfeit in there, I don't know. Could even be even. Also of importance though, for those players out there that are going to be watching this later, this is my 100th cast of NGS this season. Absolutely crazy. I cast 101 matches in season 7, but that took all the way to the end of the playoffs. We're technically still in the regular season here. So very exciting. Appreciate everybody being here and participating, being a part of this momentous occasion. Always fun to be here. It actually is a lot of fun. If you have not ever done any casting, casting these games is a lot of fun. It's not, you know, there are plenty of times you say things and you're like, nah, said the wrong thing there, said the wrong name there, said the wrong talent, whatever, right? It's just a lot of fun to talk about it, to enjoy this time with the players, to enjoy this time with the chat. And what happened to my bracket thingy? Hold on a second. There it is. Just didn't load. It said, nope, not participating. All right, looks like we're going to be going to Volskaya Foundry. And this is the selection of sOaK every lane. Was it? Yes. All right. Got him too. Yeah. So confusing. Usually, so much lately, the losing team wants first pick. Almost crazy to see that. I'm not crazy. It was Deviled Keggs that, yeah, they did. Okay. It's late, so these things are like causing me to question myself. Did I actually see these things take place? I don't know. So, I mean, we did see, I don't feel like that game, the Resurrect, was as blatantly oppressive as other games. I think that was just a team that took a while to, you know, really come online, that they were playing their macro game, and ultimately it worked out for them. Their combos with the Leoric Entombs and the Blessed Shields really worked out. And, I mean, let's be real. It worked out because I called out Michael on stream for, you know, phoning it in, and then he was like, oh no, somebody's watching me, I gotta play better, right? Vivanche, you know what, this is a lot of fun. Now, that being said, let's be clear, I have no life outside of this game. Basically. I mean, I don't do literally nothing, but this is what I enjoy doing, and you know, I mean, get to have fun with you guys, and it's when you're in the moment in the game, it's just such a rush. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, if anybody out there, if you're interested in casting, I mean, the off season is a good time. There are plenty of off season events. I'm assuming there will be this season as well. That you can try your hand at casting. Like, there's going to be that NGS spam tournament that you could try having some fun with. That's just a brawl, basically. Have some fun with it. Or if Zul'jin Distillery does their invitational, you could probably sign up to do something like that. So a lot of opportunities for casting if anybody's interested in doing that. And you know, we got plenty of people who are happy to help get that set up. So just waiting on the teams. We did get our final player in here. We're up to 5 on both sides of the coin now. So we got one ready. In a moment, in theory, we'll have a second ready. In theory. So you know what? While I'm waiting on them to ready, let's do a commercial. There we go. I was going to say, I thought by the time I came back, they'd be ready to go. You know what? I think that would be fantastic. I think that you would have a lot of fun with it. All right, we're going to Volskaya Foundry here. A little bit of a different map. Still point control, but there's only one instead of two. We're going to see that ETC band coming right back out. So we saw Lunara Deathwing from sOaK every lane last game. They're going to flip over to the Rexar. Also saw Malthael. Okay, just check and make sure they didn't bring in any different players. Doesn't look like it. There's a whole tournament just for chicken. Doesn't it sound wonderful? Chicken nuggets. You know what? All right. We're going to go on a side tangent here. Chicken nuggets. Rank your favorite chicken nuggets. Like, to me, like, McDonald's is better than Burger King. I feel like Wendy's is better than Burger King as well. I think Burger King has the cheapest, most garbage chicken nuggets ever. Who else has chicken nuggets? Like, you know what though? That's a lie. I think Chick-fil-A is actually underneath Burger King's chicken nuggets. And I'm gonna get so much crap for that, I'm sure, but yeah. So McDonald's, and then Wendy's, and then Burger King. No, yeah, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A. But by the way, Oriel picked up once again, making it through. Basically, sOaK Every Lane says, you know what, we're not too worried about that. That's not what caused us issues. We're going to see the Johanna Li Ming once again for the Johanna, and welcome to the map for Li Ming. Vala and sTookov going to be the next pickup here for sOaK Every Lane. We saw the sTookov last game. Vala switching sides though. And there's the Zeratul ban. So you know what? I like that. Like Zeratul really kind of came online in those last couple of levels and made so much work. And Kel'Thas banned up. Sorry, I was reading chat there, trying to catch up. Yeah, but they're such garbage. I hate them so much. I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A. Like, at all. Like, I don't think I've had anything there that I was just like, man, I really should come back for this. I've eaten there like 2 or 3 times, and every time I'm just like, this is decidedly okay. Uther Orpheus. So, going into the main tank Uther. This is a change. Very different style from the Mal'Ganis. We're going to see Chen coming out from Sir Watson and Hanzo. Where are we? Volskaya. Right. I was thinking for some reason we're on Infernal Shrines. That was banned. What kind of synergy do we have here? I guess we have like Dragon Arrow, big bombs from Li Ming. We have poke from Li Ming. We have detainment strike bombs, I guess. And then final pickup here, gonna be Thrall. I didn't find them to be super special on the Chick-fil-A fries. All right, let's get this vote going in chat. Vote for game number 2. Bam, there we go. Oh, you know what? Nailed it. Chills, you got it. Sonic right on top. I agree 100%. All right. So who do you think's gonna win game number 2? Is it going to be sOaK Every Lane on the left? Is it going to be Deviled Keggs on the right? What do you think? Vote in chat. And we'll get our teams introduced. And you know what? I started on the left last time, so I'm going to start on the right this time. I think I forgot to do that in my earlier game. Deviled Keggs on the right, looking to close it out in a 2-0 technically upset victory over the number 4 seed. We've got Django playing the Li Ming, VZ on the Oriole. We got Michaelin on the Hanzo, Sir Watson the second on Chen, and Ravenex playing the Johanna. And on the left, we've got sOaK Every Lane, Strogs playing the sTookov, Doubles on the Orphea, DMN13 playing the Vala. Let's see, Philip K on the Uther, and Thrall going to be played by Tornado. Voting for game number 3, Ektar says. Ektar's like, you know what? Arrow doesn't need sleep. These players don't need sleep. So let's see, how long did it take for the first blood of the last game? Probably about 2 minutes or so, I think. So we'll see how far this one goes. Rotation slightly in favor here of Deviled Keggs. Well, surprising, I think. I don't know, kind of hard to say. LaNe does a lot of damage with that orb, but it's hard to place it if the minions have spread out in their not quite A formation. But what do we got? We got Hammer the Lightbringer here. So stuns upon stuns upon stuns for Uther here. sOaK every lane getting 100% of the votes. Everybody wants a game 3. Wow. At least everybody that voted. Maybe people in chat that were on mobile or something didn't get a chance to vote. But everybody that used the vote said sOaK every lane. But both fortification camps being picked up, so we've got a turret in the hands of both teams. And we'll have to see if there's enough time at one of these points here to give one team or the other the opportunity to get in onto the support camp. Yeah, good point, good point. This is a Chen without B-Train. That feels bad, man. So let's kind of check out Chen v Thrall here for a moment. See if we can maybe get a good fight. We got the couple of minutes now have passed, so how far can we get into this game before we get a first blood? Could be right now. Nope, never mind. They changed their mind. They're not going to go after the support camp. And Stukov? Has Stukov been over there the whole time? By himself, just pimp slapping his way to a siege camp? I guess? Well, you saw it here first. And maybe you didn't see it here first, but that's okay. Support camp kind of being eyeballed by sOaK every lane, but Johanna's there. She knows, and she's able to scout it out. Control point coming up in 3 seconds as Deviled Keggs gonna rotate up, clean up this siege camp so that their siege camp now can provide a little bit of pressure. And maybe pick up the support camp? Or maybe not. Right now, just Uther chilling with his big old lumberjack axe on the point here. But the support camp is going to get picked up by Deviled Keggs. And they've also got level 7s now. They're about 20% of a level ahead. Roughly. And because of that, they're all in the bot lane. Working on that level 7, which they get now. So LaNe going into the Calamity build here, and of course Subdue. Interesting here, we got Insatiable. So when Orphea hits with a chomp, she's going to have that cooldown reduced significantly, going all the way to 1.5 seconds. So she's going to be able to chomp, chomp, chomp her way to victory here. Chen coming up, rotating in. Equal percent on the control point now as Deviled Keggs in the ownership channel here, looking to get this to 100%. But sOaK every lane's coming in now. Philip K taking a lot of damage, has the stun on to Johanna. She drops the biotic emitter, might not be enough, although Michael dropping the turret as well is super low in the backline here. Thrall's chain lightning almost enough to take out Hanzo, but not quite. Hanzo's going to go ahead and hop over that wall, get the tap, and we see the Liming orbs coming in, poking their way onto this sOaK every lane team. But Chen and Thrall back in the bot lane working on that XP sOaK. Chen coming in into the turret here, overtime procced. Whichever team wins this team fight likely gets a protector here, so Johanna's going in with a big condemn, pulls them all into that orb, but gets just taken out by the Orpheus Stagger, taking so much of Chen's health. And it's going to be a triple kill, make it a quad kill for sOaK every lane, as the protector is gonna land, gonna go over to the blue team, and we went 5.5 minutes almost before we got our first kill, and then suddenly we get a quad kill.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
And they're gonna make their way up here, get right onto the tower, get this healing well down, especially now while the heroes are just respawning. Give them a little bit of time here to focus on the structures. But the Punisher, sitting at now 15%, is slowly falling. Should be taken out any time now. Nice timing on that laser. The level 10s here, we get that Divine Storm, and Hanzo just getting deleted there. Stun, stun, and you are no more. Uther too strong, says Zul Rules. Indeed. And you didn't even get to see that play yet. What else we got? So Eternal Feast, the Massive Shove, Earthquake, and Rain of Vengeance. Deviled Keggs looking for their level 10s. They need half a level to go here. I'm a little bit surprised by this, just because I would have thought that sOaK every lane would have said, hey, let's go get their fortification camp. We got time. We got 10s. Almost all of our ultimates still up. I think they could have invaded that. But both teams picking up their own fortification camps. They've got their turrets. And once again, sTookov over here pimp slapping his way to victory. This guy is a machine. Stroke's just saying, hey, I got this. Don't worry about me. Like one of those Twin Blades Varians or Rexars on the boss. You know the type, the QM type, who's like, I've queued into this 100% so I can solo a boss, and you're gonna wait 47 minutes for me to do so, and I'm gonna yell at you if you don't leave me alone up here. Yeah. And then they lose it because it's been 5 minutes and everybody knows. Chen went into the barrel. Wandering Keg here, gonna give him the opportunity to have an unstoppable, not necessarily unkillable, of course, but gonna give him the opportunity to get out of danger. And that's probably fine, because I think Storm, Earth, and Fire would have been difficult to pull off with a sTookov, with a Uther as well, right up in your grill. And you know, it's kind of funny, the for those of us who played oh so long ago, you may recall way back in the day when Li Ming had a talent called S of Johann that pulled in when her arcane orb went off. It pulled in targets just a little bit, kind of like a condemn. So in a way, Johanna's really just making sure that Li Ming can play the way that she was always destined to play. Keg not pals. Interesting. Not sure I agree with that, says Kime. I'm assuming you're talking about pals. Yeah, I mean, I understand why, because if you're not confident in the timing, if you miss that, then you just lose the team fight.
Control the terminal and bring in the protector.
I'm not. Oh my goodness, there's the counter synergy there, looking for that Hanzo arrow onto Thrall. The Wandering Keg is gonna push him back here a bit. There comes the Divine Storm along with the Earthquake. Oriole gonna just get taken out here. Eternal Feast going to town on Johanna. She pulls the entire team in, gets a subdue out of it, gets that talent completed. So, you know, silver lining, silver grapes. Yikes. Don't eat silver grapes. They're probably not good for you. Just my guess. Fortification camp, this time the invasion coming from sOaK every lane. With that support camp, they now have 2 items, I think? 3 items, as they've already gotten the Thrall a fortification as well. sTookov all by himself here. Not really in a good position to pimp slap his way to victory on this one. But with all of these items here, okay. Hanzo got too close to the sun there, and Vala just pushing him down. Chen also right on that point. Yeah. I mean, just, I don't know. The invasion there seemed a little questionable. I think it was a call made of not necessarily desperation, but hey, we're running short on time here, level 16 to 13. They're almost, you know, almost 16 at that point, so let's try to go in and get this. Did not work out, especially when you've got your squishy right there. Squishy can't get out of that.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
And that's going to give the protector over to sOaK eVeRy. Gonna make their way down to bottom, it looks like. And Vala and Thrall gonna try to gather that sOaK. Yikes, it's late. Full wall down, and the towers here are going to be taken out by the protector. They're now finding their way onto this bottom fort. Rain of Vengeance going out. I think it hit 1 minion. But Thrall completing his level 16 quest there. Teleport coming out from Li Ming, keeping her alive as the Disintegrate in retaliation. And the blue team, sOaK eVeRy, gets the first fort of the game. 12 minutes into this game. Quite some time. Chen up in the top lane, once again trying to gather as much sOaK as possible, catch the Deviled Keggs up in that XP, at least in the talent here. And the protector will expire there. Chen going in, looking for the Uther. The Divine Storm is going to block down the team here. However, Li Ming getting caught by the silence, going to get taken out. Oriel as well. And Oriel does not have Resurrect this time. No resurrections. Gonna see Orphea and Thrall head down to pick up the fortification camp, while Vala and Stukov up here. Oh no. Alright, well, Hanzo getting the kill onto Uther here. Chen tried to do what he can to stick onto this Stukov. Elusive brawler used, now kicking over the Thrall, trying to keep the Hanzo safe. But you can only do so much, and Johanna was not able to be protected by the Chen, so there you go. She's just gonna get taken out of this one. And this is why you don't take Keggs, says B-Train. And B-Train would know. Support camp picked up by sOaK eVeRy. Possibly going to get their fortification camp. I thought they picked this up earlier, but maybe they just stopped by. Checking in on it, saying hello. And that's going to give them another item soon. There it is. So it looks like 4 turrets, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 turrets and a support camp. So this is really tough here for Deviled Keggs. They've got to take a fight down with nothing. There's a big double stun onto the Uther. The turret coming out. Crystal Aegis used. Crystal Aegis? What? Oh, by the way, Eternal Feast coming down, and that's a double kill onto the front line there. Johanna and Chen going down. Wow. Okay. Big nukes coming out from Li Ming with that Arcane Orb and the Mirror Ball missiles as well. Crazy. I'm still just shocked that it's not Resurrect. But that's okay. So getting that kill, the 2 kills onto the front line. We've got sOaK eVeRy now getting their 3rd structure of this game, and they have level 20s. Deviled Keggs has to find something. They gotta find a time and a place. But I don't think that time or place is right now. They still have their keep up, so they can defend against the protector. But we see the rotations coming in, the lockdown coming in from Vala, getting that Rain of Vengeance, gonna help to secure the kill onto Oriel and Johanna, and this is looking ever more dangerous. This lane is gonna get cleared up, keeping the pressure in the lane moving forward, possibly getting a tower or two. They still have the level 20 advantage. And there goes that first tower. Looking for the second one here. As Hanzo trying to do what he can with the poke options available. 45% now, the mark toward the next protector. So we will see the full squad of Deviled Keggs up and about. But again, they're still down 2 levels. Most importantly, though, level 20s. Chen is looking for something. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Looks like they changed their mind. Gonna grab as much XP as they can. I mean, bottom keep is dead. It's not dead yet, but it's gonna be dead in about 15 seconds, I think.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
We got Thrall and Stukov in the protector, and they are now looking to push this keep down if they can get any kind of kill potential out of this. Likely gonna be game. Laser missing the keep. Feels good. Nice big bomb coming in on Deviled Keggs, but he doesn't care. Has a shield and armor. We're going to see the barrel going out here, knocking back half the team, but Sir Watson getting pulled in is now rooted. The Crystal Age is coming out to keep him alive, but stagger damage just so much. And now limited damage potential coming out from the Protector as it's almost dead. But do they need it? They've still got a couple of items there. And they get the kill onto Johanna with it. The Arcane Orb coming out here. There they go. They drop the 2 turrets. The turrets are busy killing minions. As you do. And the core falling 50% already. Hanzo trying to poke them out, but is going to get stunned and taken out. We see the Divine Storm coming out from Uther, and that's going to be game number 2. Going over to sOaK every lane. And that was a very dominant performance out of sOaK every lane. That was absolutely terrifying. 19 kills to 1. Every time they showed up, it seemed like somebody died. Absolutely bonkers. Alrighty, we'll be back in just a few moments here. Gonna take a quick break, grab some water, and we'll be back for game number 3.
Impressive, Archer. But you'll need to do better than that.
You have no idea what I am capable of.
Good. Because you must be ready for anything.
我が敵を食らう Yield!
You show promise, Hanzo. Well done. But greater challenges still await us.
I believe we are ready.
It's time to find out.
When I was young, I lived a life of recklessness. In my selfishness, I inflicted pain and hurt those I cared for. I have learned many lessons in my struggles with doubt and fear. Balance and harmony are not easily attained. They must be fought for! But on my journey, I have learned another lesson. You do not have to fight alone.
Let's do this!
All right, and we are back. That's weird. Oh, I see. That's interesting. I didn't realize that that would, that would be a problem. But we are all set up and ready to go for game number 3. It is Towers of Doom. I'm looking forward to this. We saw Towers of Doom was the game number 3 of the earlier series. That also was a best of 3 series. Now, in that case, it was the team that had lost game number 1 completed the reverse sweep there, so we'll see what happens here. Can I personally train you? I can. You know what? I can help you to set up some things. At this time, I do not yet have an arrow training course in casting. Maybe, maybe one day I'll... You know what I should do? I should reach out to University of Phoenix. Huh? Uther and Malthael going to be the bans here. Really don't want to see the Malthael. Deathwing continuing to be banned out by sOaK every lane. Everybody, of course, the first game we had was Dragon Charge. So every time I see the Go DK or, something along those lines, I'm like, but there's not a Dragon Knight on this game. Greymane going to be the last ban of the first round. And we see Michaelin's sick Vala. We might. All right, 3 games of Vala. By Vala, I mean Oriole. Johanna going to be taken away. Let's see, who's first pick? They are. Yeah, okay, so that's their map pick. Okay. So Johanna and Sylvanas. So all right, we're starting off with some spiciness here. Gonna get maybe the double soak and run it down bot lane. Not Tomb. What do we got? All maps are good. Malthael maps. Not Tomb. Got it. We're going into the ETC here. Raven X continuing on with the tanking here. Michaelin going to be reprising his Zeratul role. You meant saying TLV, maybe. Chen gonna be banned out. It's almost like they were like, hey, you know what? B-Train's here. Could be Azul. Yeah. And there goes the Stukov. Last ban of the night, of the match, of the series. We got 5 more heroes to select before we get into our game number 3 and finish up for the night. Need something to cause some damage, so maybe like a Jaina, maybe Greymane's already banned, so it's not gonna be Greymane. Could be Kael Thoth then, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? And Duble's gonna be picking up the Anduin. I don't expect them to be swapping those because they picked at the same time, so why would they do that, right? And oh, there we go. Gonna see some Yrel action tonight. We were talking about Yrel in division chat or general chat or something earlier today. And looks like we're gonna get that Vala back from Django. So ETC Yrel for the front line. Gonna have the Oriole there to support along with that Vala Zeratul. Chen the Panda. Yep. Last pick. So we have a very squishy line behind the Johanna. If they can get back there, which they've got a Zeratul and a Yrel and an ETC, it could happen. And there's no real potential dive from sOaK every lane. All right, I know who I think's gonna win. But what do you guys think? put up that poll here. All right, who do you think's gonna win? Is it gonna be sOaK eVeRy on the left, or is it gonna be Deviled Keggs on the right? Mocus Risalis? Mocus Fanduin? What am I missing, guys? Where's this coming from? All right, game number 3, sOaK eVeRy versus Deviled Keggs. This is it. This game determines who will move on in the bracket and who will go home. Starting on the left, we've got sOaK eVeRy, Tornado playing the Thrall, Doubles on the Anduin, Philip K on the Johanna, Strogs on the Kael'thas, and DMN 13 on the Sylvanas? Sylvanas. I left too early. Raven X for Deviled Keggs going to be playing ETC, Michaelin on the Zeratul, Django on the Vala, VZ going to play Oriole once again, and B-Train on the Urel. Something wrong with this draft. Neither team has a Zool double sOaKer. It does seem a little bit odd, although I would say that Urel probably, probably can do that double soaking pretty well. And I tend to agree with Black Cat. I think that, this is a map that does tend to go fairly late too. Usually, especially when you don't have that double sOaKer. So we'll see. Deviled Keggs, I think, really has the advantage here. Oh, sorry. I was trying to catch up on chat. We have Philip K kind of zoning out, splitting up the team here. Now let's see. Who do they have? Oh, they had Mal'Ganis game 1. Right. Mana Addict going to be the pickup for Kael'thas. So sorry guys, no convection this time. 56% voting in favor of sOaK eVeRy, and that's what I expect to see from votes in a game with a number 4 and number 5 seed. And we already see here Urel able to rotate in between these lanes. Thrall playing pretty far back, has to be a little bit careful at least because of the fact that there's a Zeratul. We're gonna get a gravity lapse onto ETC here. Living Bomb going out is gonna get spread, I think, onto Vala. I don't think that was a separate Living Bomb. Might have been though. But DMN very low on the Sylvanas here. Condemn pulling them in. And Vala haven't used Vault to get out of there. Zeratul up above with Thrall coming in as well. Would like to see Sylv take % damage at 1. Yeah. Well, nice gravity lapse out of Kael'thas there, getting the double stun on the ETC, and Oriole. Living Bomb gonna do a little bit of damage into the healing well, but it's got a shield, so it'll regen that right on back. We see Zeratul coming back down here. He's gonna get started onto the camp. And the rest of the team will show up to help him out there shortly after. And triple altar, the first phase and the 5th phase are triple altars. We got the first one coming up here now. We'll have to see, how do these teams decide they want to split? Do they want to go 1-2? I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Sylvanas had seen the Zeratul there. Zeratul able to get out, didn't take even hardly any damage, just took a flashlight. And it looks like the bulk of the fighting is going to take place over the bottom altar here soon, maybe. Urel and Thrall both going to be picking up theirs up in the top lane. Sylvanas getting the XP value out of the bot lane. And Thrall is electing to stay up top, wanting to get that sOaK, move them a little bit farther forward. They're currently up by about 0.25% of a level here. And Possession the pick here from Sylvanas. But Johanna getting the power slide and then the cleave. Gets her down pretty low, but has the Iron Skin. Living Bomb is going to go out onto Zeratul. Has to be a little bit careful about spreading that, as everybody nearby was either low or had low health bars. Total, like Vala, for example. And it looks like going straight over to their siege camp. And Thrall and Urel here hanging out. See a little bit of a team nut spray. Sounds way worse now that I say it out loud than I thought it was going to. Thrall chasing down Zeratul. Getting some pretty good XP out of the Zeratul here, rotating around. But bot lane has another set of pumpkin sappers coming in, looking for this tower and maybe on their way to the fort. Looks like only able to get one through to the fort there. Yeah, it feels bad, Ace, when you get that. Nice face melt there to push both Johanna and Kael'thas into the fort, but a nicer leap of faith keeping Kael'thas alive. Zeratul going in, gets a lot of damage onto the team, but pays for it. Loses most of his health. Probably gonna have to just tap, it looks like. Let's check up top. Urel nearby, Thrall nearby.
The time is now, heroes.
I was gonna say, what's Urel doing? She's just gonna hop over the wall. As you do when you got those powerful legs. Nice job, guys. I wanted to catch points, but you know, if you want to get kills on the way, that's fine. Zeratul onto the siege camp here. No Sylvanas, so running into this might be a little dangerous for sOaK every lane. So instead, they'll pick up the XP in the bot lane. What's time on their camp? Let's see, 45 seconds. So that's not going to be available for a little bit. But the next altars are mid and bot, so getting these siege minions are very important. If you can get them through, as we see here for sOaK every lane so far, you're able to get that tower down to about a third, maybe a quarter. So if they can get another set of sappers, or if they can just get time, where they can get Sylvanas in there and get a little bit of damage, maybe some minions, taking that fort down would be very beneficial so that they can get the bottom altar basically for free and just kind of defend over the middle altar. Both teams have level 10, so when I say basically for free, that just went out the window, as we do have a stage dive. Speaking of stage dive, here it comes right into the Void Prison. And Light Bomb's going to go out, hitting 2. Wailing Arrow going out, but Zeratul says, yeah, I'm good. We're good. Kill coming out onto Anduin as well. So a double for nothing. As Crystal Age is getting the value there, they now make it a triple, getting the Kael'thas. And now we've got a double altar phase coming up. This is looking like it should be 8 more points going over in favor of Deviled Keggs. And where do we go from here? So it looks like the siege camp area. Yeah, siege camp's up. We're going to see a little bit of a brawl over here. Urel coming in. Gets rooted. Actually, a big root out of Thrall here. As the altar finally channeled here. Zeratul going in and then coming back out. Boss is available, but not generally the best play. And now, with this camp coming in, there's not a lot of health on this fort. This thing could go down pretty easily. The minions could do it. The sappers, one sapper can do it. But Gravity Lapse onto the Zeratul. Getting him down under half health, but not able to get him killed. Sappers are close. We see the conversion going out, pulling up extra minions. And here comes the stage dive. Gonna miss. Void Prism went out onto Johanna. But they're gonna get this Kael'thas extremely low, looking for the kill. There they get it. Zeratul now gets rooted. The Crystal Age is coming out. We got B-Train going in with his Ardent Defender. He's gonna pop that. level 13 advantage here now for Deviled Keggs. And the bottom altar now announced. We got 25 seconds until that is available. Fort going to be picked up by Deviled Keggs so that they've got that back in their control. Without that fort, this control point is very difficult. With that fort, not that big of a deal, right? It's 50-50. Can you outplay the other team's group of heroes? Now, Thrall's all the way up top, so this should be relatively clean. And it is. sOaK every lane currently sitting at about half on the point total. Next altar phase, however, going to be a triple altar. So either team getting this altar, like 3 of these altars, would be enough to put a nail on the coffin. Maybe not quite as much for sOaK every lane against Deviled Keggs, but if they can get that 12, it would certainly equalize the damage they've taken so far. But if Deviled Keggs can get it, that's a big boost for them. Puts them within range of a single altar, puts them in range of the boss. And I know for a fact that Johanna knows that Zeratul is there, because she bumped into him and moved, and then mounted. But that's okay. Yrel versus Thrall now in the mid lane, and Zeratul once again heading up back to the top lane. Checking in on XP, how are we doing here? Pretty well for the Yrel here. Almost a little bit over 2k more than we've got from Thrall. And here comes that triple altar along with the pumpkin sappers. So have to be really careful here. Want to try to avoid letting those cross that line. We see the Void Prison out onto Kael'thas, I think. Face Melt coming in, but Leap of Faith is going to go out, and Rain of Vengeance going to land, but we've got the Crystal Aegis coming in onto ETC. Ardent Defender used as well. Condemn pulling ETC in. The Stage Dive coming out is only going to hit, I think, Thrall. But you know what? ETC had basically no health, so good for him that he was able to get that done. Django having to pull back just simply does not have the health required to stick it out in this fight. It looks like at least one of these is going to be picked up here by Deviled Keggs. And it's probably going to be 2. Johanna heading back over to pick up her side. But not... That's it. That's all I got. Out of the 3, Deviled Keggs able to pick up 2. sOaK every lane. sOaK every lane picking up 1. And as this game goes on, especially now that we're 16, this becomes a lot more dangerous now for sOaK every lane. They needed to be ahead as much as possible, and they're fairly behind. Level 16 talents now available, or were a little bit ago for Deviled Keggs. We do see here Anduin getting caught, almost thrown into the wall with the Detainment Strike. Doubles has almost no health, but is going to get taken out. And Yrel diving in, getting the quad kill. Clip that play. That was the play of the game. I feel like B-Train went into this game and said, hey, Michael, you got to play Zeratul because Arrow was clearly unimpressed with your first game. Because, holy cow. This is where we start seeing the setup for game. They've got the potential for these sappers to go through. And if these sappers go through along with that altar, that's it. They're done. Math checks out. Sappers are going to take a while. They've got the ETC to knock back. That's their primary zoning ability in this case. But we see them take the portal to get in here. sOaK got the channel started, but in a little bit of an awkward place. Stage dive is coming out into the back line here. sOaK gonna be the oh no, never mind. That was Thrall that went down. sOaK the second one to fall. D-Man 13 trying to make it out here from the Urel, but is going to be taken out as well. And I mean, they kind of got to throw everything at this, because as soon as this goes, that's it. And there it is, game number 3, going over to Deviled Keggs, pulling off the upset victory. 5 over the 5 team over the 4 team in Division B West. $16 kills to 0. Yikes. I think that was 100% the opposite direction from last game, right? Wasn't it like 19-1 in the last game, and now it's 16-0? Crazy strong. Zara did a lot of work. I mean, that was obviously, that one play didn't carry the entire game, but that one play was a fantastic play. It was a great setup. Team did well. Gonna check in here with Deviled Keggs, see if they'd like to send anybody over for an interview. All right, looks like we are going to get at least somebody over here. Alrighty. Hey, and we are joined by RavenX. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. A little bit change of face for the season, since B-Train always did these.
Right. So let me turn you up a little bit, because I'm not sure that actually I got to turn that off too, because I don't think people can hear you very well right now.
Yeah, I think I have a terrible mic, so I need to get a better one.
All right, so we'll see if that worked. Hopefully, actually I might just turn this up a little bit too. All right, so you guys just had, quite frankly, a phenomenal series there. Quite a thrilling event. Let's start out with how did the series go in the regular season? Did you guys win or did they win?
So if I recall correctly, we won 2-0. And this actually extends back to last season, where we played them week 1, and then we played them again week 1 of playoffs. So this is basically a rematch of a rematch of a rematch of last season.
Wow. And of course you guys won in last season because you went quite a distance in the playoffs. So
the beginning of season last season, they actually 2-0'd us, or 2-1, I don't remember. They beat us, and then in the postseason we got our revenge, and then I believe we 2-0'd at the beginning of this season. And then, we've had our roster swaps, so we knew tonight going in wasn't necessarily going to be the same, the same as we started the season out.
Sure. So I got to ask one question. We did get Resurrect in game 1, and I even said at the end of the game that I didn't feel like the Oriole Resurrect was the defining. Like, there are plenty of games where you're like, oh, Oriole was the defining factor in all of this. Like, they were able to get 1 kill and then they just lost the rest of the fight because of Resurrect. But that didn't really feel that way for you guys in game number 1. And then we get Crystal Aegis, after that. So did you guys talk about that, or was that just all on VZ to say, you know what, I'm doing this different?
No, I just let VZ do VZ things, because I don't know that role. I don't know the heroes. I know literally nothing about healers, so you do you, VZ. I'm not sure, honestly, why the swap to Aegis game 2, but I know game 1, everyone just kind of stepped up and did their job, and there wasn't any real, we got a kill, and there are many times where VZ's like, I got res, you can go die. I'm like, we didn't need it, so...
So, okay, so I do have one question, and it's specifically about Michaelin. Was there a conversation about Arrow saying Michaelin's not pulling his weight?
No, why?
Because I essentially said something like that in the middle of game 1, and like a minute later he starts doing great, and then obviously in game 3 he does fantastic. Like, I don't want to say that he wasn't pulling his weight. I just said it's not up to the standard that I normally see out of Michaelin's play, but that could have just been because of the circumstances and gathering sOaK and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, I don't know. We picked up Mike because B-Train had some personal life issues that we had to swap him out. So we picked Michaelin up a couple weeks ago and just kind of been running with that running with that team. And he's done well. It's been a little rough trying to get everyone to adapt to the changes, put me on tank yet again from my DPS role. So it's a lot of adaptation, and so far it's worked out decently well. We've gone 2-1 every match except for against You Are Not Alone, where we got 2-0'd.
yeah, and I mean the chances are pretty likely that you guys are going to be going against them next, right? Spooky Ghost is their opponent. You're in that same half of the bracket. What are your thoughts on that?
We fully intend to be playing them, so I know that going against them, obviously they're undefeated, so it's us or anyone else. We know that it's going to be the hardest game that we've played in probably 2 seasons. Not just the season, probably last season too. So it's, I don't know. Everyone knows they gotta step up, bring their A game. I gotta figure out how to play this tank role somehow. I mean, it's been rough for us overall. So I mean, the fact that we're going into round 2, regardless of who we play, is kind of a big deal for us.
Sure. And so, speaking of rough, the second game, not super amazing, right? I mean, it was a bit of a struggle. Certainly swung the momentum in their favor. What did you guys pinpoint in that game that you changed so heavily in game number 3? Or did you just say, you know what, just eliminate that from our minds and just play our game again in game number 3?
So game 2, they threw us off with the Uther main tank. We knew it was a possibility. They've actually ran that exact same comp, and we should have known to expect it, but we left it up and they took advantage of it. We just misplayed all over the board. We had a boat comp. We didn't really make much use of it. When we drafted it, I didn't really fully understand how we wanted to utilize it and didn't utilize it properly. So that's primarily on me. Going into game 3, we made a few changes. And ultimately just let everyone do what they do really well, and obviously it came together. I think we 16-0 at the end of that game.
Yeah, something like that. 16-0. Yeah, absolutely, just phenomenal play. Obviously, bringing in the B train, helping the team kind of go back into that synergistic role, probably helps out a fair bit too, right?
Yeah, I mean, offlane is his role. That's where he's comfortable. That's where he likes to be. He was available, and it's like, all right, let's put one of our previous starting rosters back in and see how it goes. And obviously, it worked out really well. So
it did, absolutely.
Nothing against Watson. We swapped him out. He's played pretty well this whole season, and we've been trying to find what works out, and B-Train just happened to be available tonight. It's all right, well, if we lose a game, we're going to run them and see how it goes, and we see how it went.
Well, I thought it went really well. So before we do shout-outs, I mean, you've probably seen before I do shout-outs, I like to ask one question, which is just, was there any particularly, fond memory from the match that you just played, whether it was something you did or your team did or the enemy team did, that you really want to make sure that gets highlighted?
So that near the end, there was a void prison that B-Train just leapt into, and I think just erased 3 people from it. That was 4 people. Yeah, that was probably the best play of the entire evening.
I don't even know why I asked, because I 100% knew that was going to be the answer, but
just all I hear is yeet, and then he's in the MVP, and then he just comes down and they all die. So that was fantastic.
Those are the best moments, right? Where you're like, everything's set up, it goes according to plan, and you know the cards fall, and you look around, the dust settles, and all of your people are up, and all their people aren't.
Yeah, and I do want to make a shout out to. I can get ahead of you a little bit.
No, we're going into shout outs, so take it. You're good.
So the whole team, and like I said, everyone, all 6 of us, I think played well. Like I said, we had a rough game too, and specifically want to shout out to B-Train for coming in after not playing for several weeks, and not so much just his play, but the fact that he came in with a really good attitude and helped to like bring the spirits up from game 2. That helped tremendously. So, but again, everyone, our opponents, sOaK every lane. It's 4 games in 2 seasons. It's been a blast. Hopefully we see you again in a following season, but no, you are not alone. I want to see if they continue to be undefeated, so that we can hopefully be the first person to take a map off them come next week.
Right on. Any other shout outs before we take off?
I appreciate you for picking this up last minute. I know you had a previous match or another cast that you were doing.
Yeah, it just worked out. It worked out almost perfectly, obviously. And with an hour and 15, I wasn't really sure if I'd be able to do it. So I'm glad that, you know, timing wise, it worked out, and that you guys were. By the way, thank you to you and your team, as well as to sOaK every lane, for being patient and waiting that extra, 5 to 10 minutes to start the game.
Well, thank you very much. I think I'm gonna head out of here. And you have a good evening. Thank you very much for the cast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, that is it. We're done. I'm tired. It got late really fast, it seems like. But 2-1 victory. Deviled Keggs over sOaK every lane. So tonight, we managed to pull off 2 upset victories tonight. Frankfurters over Zul'jin Distillery. Deviled Keggs over sOaK every lane here. So clearly, I just need to cast all the upsets. That's how this works, right? Let's take a look at those standings in the brackets before we take off. With that win, Deviled Keggs finds themselves in the semifinals, the Coastal semifinals. We also had Phoenix Rising Onyx. They're in their way to the Coastal semifinals. I believe Lurk Patrol and Who Knows Gaming are playing on Thursday. I don't know about You Are Not Alone and Spooky Ghosts, but I imagine that they'll be coming up any day now. So check them out. This is going to be an exciting series on both sides of this bracket. B West and B East are both going to be just absolutely bonkers. So take some time for that. Wanted to say, everybody, thanks again for stopping by. This is 100 casts in NGS Season 8 for me so far. Not sure how far I'll get, but we'll see. Looking forward to many more. And again, I just, I appreciate everybody being here. It's always a wonderful time. So congratulations again to Deviled Keggs and to sOaK every lane. Good luck in the off season. Hopefully there's some events. Look at maybe the NGS spam tournament. And good luck going into next season in Season 9. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.